Hi everyone. I thought it would be easier to maybe try and give you some details about the reopening of the secondary school via video rather than having a long email to read through. There will be further information coming in writing, but I do know that quite a lot of you are anxious to know how the reopening next week, the 2nd of June, will look so that you can start planning and preparing. So we had another meeting today with the team looking at the reopening, and there was lots of good feedback from people, and we are getting much closer to being able to share all of that information with the wider community. I would like to have that out to all students and parents by this Wednesday evening. But as I say, I'm aware that as staff, obviously you would prefer to get that information sooner rather than later so that you can make your own plans. So in a nutshell, really, to let you know, what we have decided with the MYP classes is that we will be splitting each class in half, the same as they did in the primary school. So we will have a blue group and a green group, and they will come on alternate days. So on week 1, for example, you would have your blue group starting on Tuesday because we don't have school on the Monday, and coming on the Tuesday and the Thursday, and your green group would come on the Wednesday and the Friday. They would normally come the Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And the following week, that would alternate. What that means from a teaching perspective is that you have very small classes, which is very nice. Sometimes you only have 7 students in a class, and if you have a very small class as it is, you would only have 50% of the class at that time. What it also means, though, is that it will take you 2 weeks to complete any cycle. So you will be repeating the lesson to each class. So you will not be teaching extra. Please do not feel the need to teach remotely as well as teach at school. In actual fact, that won't be possible because during those classes you will have students in class at school at that same time. So please just plan to repeat your lesson. What you can do is set extra homework, of course, so that the MYP students have got extra work to work on during the times that they are at home. And you could also, for example, do some lots of extra reading before a lesson and give them work that they can work on independently at home. The MYP students will stay in a homeroom classroom so that they don't travel around the school. We're trying to minimize the amount of traveling around the school as much as we possibly can. So once they arrive at school, they will go very quickly, we hope, and we will have people on duty where they go to their classroom and they remain in that classroom really as much as they can. There might be some times when they have to move around, particularly when we have language options and things like that. But by and large, they will remain in their home classroom, and you as staff will go to those classes to teach them. In the DP, what we have decided to do, based on our scenarios, we've done quite a few surveys with our residential students as well as with all the DP students. We have got 115 DP1 students who could possibly return to school physically. There are the rest of them, about 57, that will not be able to get back to the Netherlands under any circumstances, and so we've had to come up with a scenario where we can offer a hybrid model where we can offer some teaching that happens in class and some teacher contact for those students who are really desperate to get back into some kind of normal feel and some contact with their teachers and with their friends again as much as we can. So how it will work in the DP is that you will have your class. Again, it will be based on a maximum number of, and it's generally around 12 per class. There are some bigger classes where we might be able to fit in some extra students, and we will be quite clear about those numbers. And then you will teach a lesson to those students, so to those 12, for example, that are in your classroom, but you will teach as the teacher from behind the computer screen, so that students that are all around the world can log on and can actually follow that class at the same time. The intention will be that the students that are sitting in your classroom will also follow you in the classroom on their own laptops with their sound off. That, of course, is not ideal. We recognize that, but it's one way of ensuring that we allow for that human contact, getting those day students back into class here and still being able to provide that remote education for those students who can't return to the Netherlands. What we would like is for you to present for a maximum of 30 minutes per lesson, and after that the time can be spent on individual questions. So DP students that have got questions and they are remote, they can stay online and ask you those questions, and the students that are in the classroom can raise their hand, and you can meet with them, keeping that 1.5 meter distance, and answer their questions in the classroom. What this does mean is that it means that we will be able to then start our DP1 students with a full timetable, which we really feel is in their interests and in our interests as well. We recognise that it's an incredibly high workload in the DP, and I know that many of you are worried about getting through all of the work and the content, and that having them back full time would really make quite a difference in order for that to happen. So that's the way that it will happen in the DP. For a homeroom scenario, the DP day students, there are 67 of them, they will be in the gym. So when they do not have lessons, they will have a desk, which is their allocated desk in the gym, and they will go to the gym and they will sit in the gym, and that is their spot where they can work for that day. They are not allowed to leave school and come backwards and forwards from school, and they have to be here, and I'll explain this to all of them at the start of each day. When their lessons are done, they may leave, because then that's it, they're going home for the day, but they must be here at the start of the day, even if they don't have lesson 1, and they will go to their home desk in the gym and wait. The residential students will return to the residential space for their free lessons, and they can go and sit in their rooms or in the Mensa and work from there. For staff, what we have to do is provide extra workspace for staff as well. That is really important. We don't have enough workspace as it is. We know that it's very short, and particularly with the 1.5 meter ruling, that will become even more difficult. So the plan is to use the library for workspace for staff. We will have desks allocated, available, and you will get your name badges when you come in, the same ones that we use for the parent-teacher student conference, and you will put your name badge on a desk and claim a space, and that will be your space to work from when you are at school. And we will ask everyone to please respect that that's one person's space, and that we don't share workspaces, so then we don't have to worry about sanitizing and things in between. There will be lots of extra cleaning equipment around. There'll be lots of extra sanitizing equipment in terms of sprays and gels and things like that available as well. Petra's already got that in place. And we're also looking at how we can make things a bit more comfortable for staff. One of the good things is that we will hopefully have a nice new coffee machine, a proper coffee bean machine as well for staff when they return as well. So we are looking at that as well. So this is really, as I say, just an early heads up for the staff, so that you can start preparing for those lessons from the 2nd of June. You know how many times then you'll be seeing your MYP students and your DP students until we close on the 5th of July. But there will be more written information going out shortly. If you have got questions, comments, concerns, please remember that you can approach any of the PC staff representatives, any of the heads of year that were in those meetings as well, the academic coordinators. I have had a meeting with the DP Student Council, and we'll be meeting with the MIP Student Council tomorrow, with the MIP academic coordinators and heads of year as well. And we have had parent reps involved as well. So we feel that we've got quite a lot of community involved, but please, if you've got ideas, if there's something that you think that we haven't thought of that you would like to raise, please feel free to send an email and to let me know what your thoughts are. And as I said, we will get information out to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you back on campus, and really appreciate all of your efforts that you've been doing during this time. I know it hasn't been that easy, and I know that this will be a change again, but I really believe that we will do this well, just as we did with switching to the remote teaching, and I look forward to seeing you all back in person, and having a successful month back at school where everyone has the opportunity to reconnect with each other before the summer break. So as I say, please send questions, comments, and we will be in touch with more details soon. Thank you. Bye.